You ever get that feeling that there's a creative spark inside you, but it's kind of been dimmed over time? Well, today we are diving deep into a guide for anyone who wants to reconnect with that inner artist. This is all about recovering your creative identity. And it's a journey, for sure. And like any real transformation, it can feel a little weird at first. And that quote right there is the perfect place for us to start. It just captures the initial chaos of creative recovery so well. When you start to shake things up, pull yourself free from those old habits and actually listen to that creative voice again, it can feel messy. It can feel unsettling. If that's you right now, you need to know you are not going crazy. You are absolutely on the right track. So, this initial challenge, this feeling of going crazy, it's almost always an internal thing. It's a battle that kicks off inside your own head the second you decide you want to change. And guess who your biggest opponent is? Yep, your own self-doubt. Now this is such a game-changing way to look at it. As you start to get stronger creatively, that little inner critic in your head doesn't just pack up and leave. Oh no, it often gets louder for a while. It feels like a huge setback, but it's actually a sign that you're making progress. Think about it. The old, blocked part of you is fighting back because it feels threatened by your growth. It's a sign that what you're doing is working. Come on, do any of these sound familiar? I'm probably doing this wrong. Who am I kidding? These thoughts are like a creative virus. They feel so real, so convincing, but they have no real basis. The source material calls this a key trap to avoid. Just recognizing these thoughts for what they are, just a symptom of healing, that's the first step to taking all their power away. Okay, so we've talked about the enemy within, but what happens when the resistance isn't coming from inside your head, but from the outside? Because let's be real, sometimes the people closest to us can be the ones who unintentionally hold us back. This is such a critical concept to understand. Poisonous playmates. Now, these aren't necessarily bad people. A lot of the time, they're friends we really care about. But because their own creativity is stuck in the mud, your newfound energy, your new commitment to your art, it can feel like a direct threat to their comfortable world. And this slide just lays out the disconnect perfectly. See, your blocked friends might still be getting a weird payoff from staying stuck. They get to be the martyr, they get self-pity, or they get that smug feeling of talking about all the amazing things they could do without any of the risk. But your new path, it's all about humility, actually doing the work and taking real, authentic risks. You're giving up those comforting delusions, and that can make them feel really uncomfortable. I mean, wow, what a perfect analogy. It's blunt, but it is so true. Your recovery shines a bright light on their own choices, and they just might not be ready to see that yet. So the biggest takeaway here is this. You have to protect your fragile newborn artist self. It is not selfish. It is absolutely essential for your creative survival. So, beyond the sort of passive resistance from poisonous playmates, there's a much more active, much more destructive personality type that recovering creatives often get tangled up with. And these are the crazy makers. Crazy makers are absolute masters of distraction. They are often incredibly charming, larger than life, but they create chaos wherever they go. They are energy vampires, and most importantly, they will pull your focus away from your own creative work and suck you right into their endless dramas. So, how do you spot one? Well, here are their telltale moves. They'll blow up your schedule, they'll make your deadlines seem silly, and somehow everything becomes their crisis, but it's always your fault. They despise order and routine, your routine anyway, because chaos is where they feel most alive. The minute you try to build a schedule to protect your creative time, trust me, they will find a way to torpedo it. And this is a classic, a perfect example of them discounting your reality. They pretend to hear you, they act like they respect your boundaries, but their actions say something totally different. They're constantly chipping away at your time, your focus, your sanity, 1 minute at a time. It is always about their needs, right now. So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If these people are so obviously destructive, why do we let them into our lives? Especially when we're trying so hard to build something new and positive for ourselves. Just take a second and really think about that. And here it is, the brutally honest answer. Dealing with a crazy maker's constant drama is, in a very strange way, a super elaborate form of procrastination. It lets us avoid the terrifying, thrilling, and massive challenge of facing our own creative potential head on. It's self-sabotage, just disguised as a relationship. Okay, so we have identified the enemies, both internal and external. That's a lot. So what do we actually do about it? Let's pivot. Let's talk about the solutions. Here is a clear, actionable toolkit to help you move forward on a much healthier path. Think of these 5 rules as your new foundation. This isn't about creating some masterpiece overnight. It's about building a practice that can last. So, show up consistently. Nurture your inspiration. You got to fill the well. Build momentum with small, gentle wins. Ask for help when you need it. And always remember why you started this journey in the first place. Because being blacked is way more painful. And this really brings us to the most important mindset shift of all. True creative recovery happens when you fall in love with the doing. When you learn to enjoy the simple, daily practice of just being a creative person, you free yourself from all that pressure of the final result. The joy is in the work itself. And always remember, this journey you're on, it isn't just for you. By committing to your own creative healing, by setting those tough boundaries and actually doing the work, you become a living, breathing example for other people. You become a light that might just help someone else find their own way out of the dark. So I'm going to leave you with this question. After everything we've talked about today, what is one small, concrete boundary you can set this week to protect your time, to protect your energy, and to protect your recovering inner artist? Think about it, and then go do it.